Hey everybody, I'm super excited to be talking to you all today. This is Joy, as you can already tell by the screen, and I'm going to be walking you through some useful tips in being able to use the app. We've gotten a good amount of feedback from everyone who's been using the app thus far, and I think at this point an additional tutorial might help as you all are navigating how to best use the app in ways that would serve you. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we currently have Jabbie already downloaded, as you can see on the screen. And so I'm going to go ahead and click that so that it opens. And if you've already signed up for Jabbie and you've already created your username and things of that nature, then the next time when you log into Jabbie, you'll automatically be redirected to the calendar. We picked this choice primarily because, the main crux of Jabbie, aside from community, is to be able to move your body how you see fit. And so the calendar being the first place that you're guided to, what you'll see obviously the dates. You'll also see here at the bottom your upcoming workouts. So if I had upcoming workouts, I would actually see a list within the box that shows whatever my upcoming workouts are. In the right hand corner at the top, you'll see a calendar with a plus button that enables you to be able to create your own workouts, right? And so if I click on that, we'll see where you can create your own workouts. Does that workout fall within the category of stretch, strength, or cardio, right? You'll also be able to add what goals you're smashing. You could select a workout date, and then you can choose whether or not if you want to work solo or if you want to work with troop members. And we'll get into that in a little bit. And so in addition to this, on your calendar, on the top left-hand corner, right, let's say that I put that information in and I come back to the screen and I don't see my workout being reflected. I would just hit that refresh button up at the top, right, and that will then populate any of the workouts that I added that were not already synced to my calendar. And so this is pretty much where you start. Now me, I'm a little bit newsy, right? I want to know what's going on in the community. So although I first come to the calendar because that's where the app redirects me, I quickly hop over to the Newsfeed, which can be located at the bottom of the screen by using this little newspaper icon. And so I click on there and I take a quick overview of all the things that have been happening, who said what, right? And you can kind of see as you scroll down, what is what on the app, right? If I want to say hi to people up here at the top, I just click on this button where it says share some awesomeness with the community, right? And here I get to navigate how I want my information to be shared, right? And so you can see that you have 2,500 characters here where you can say some meaningful things, you can crack some jokes, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You also have the liberty of adding a photo or a video. And if you click this little gray button here where it says public, right, it'll give you the opportunity to also make your post public or share with friends or make a post that only you can see. And so, depending on what it is that you want to show, this may be a way for you to kind of navigate the information that you want to share. And so kind of going back to the news feed here, I love this to be a great starting place for individuals. I often tell people that it's always great to introduce yourself here, maybe talk a little bit about yourself and what it is that you're looking for. Feel free to ask questions about things, resources, information that you need, where to buy the best sportswear, activewear, whatever it is. 9 times out of 10 someone in the community has answers to that. In addition to that, if you haven't already, what I also like to encourage people to do is down here at the bottom of the screen on the left-hand corner is that you create your profile. Your profile is going to be definitely your introduction to the community. And we made this very flexible where you can add whatever it is that you want to share as far as it relates to the information about yourself. And so since I already have information here in my profile, I would go to edit profile, right? And I could change my name. I could add pronouns. I can add emojis. If I wanted to, I could add my phone number. I won't be doing that. But these are all the things that you can do, right? So you can add a location, you can add a city, and then you get to tell a little bit about yourself so that when people click on your profile picture and it takes them to your profile, they can learn a bit more about you. And so this is always great. Obviously, add a cover photo too as well if you see fit. And then here we have these smaller badges, which are probably bigger on the telephone, but because I'm on my iPad, I just think that they didn't scale here. But these are badges that help you to also keep track of your activity in the app, right? So Jabbie gives out badges depending on how often you're active on the app, how often you schedule workouts, how many groups that you've made, how many encouragements that you've sent. And so it's always cool to kind of come back to these, to your profile, and you be able to see the badges that you have. And so I'm going to go ahead and save my changes, although I made none just to make sure that nothing goes awry. And that kind of takes us to the next portion of the app, which I think is a lot of people have a lot of questions about, which is the ability to be a part of troupes and to create them. And so what I just clicked here is this hamburger menu, which is these 3 lines. I guess it kind of looks like a hamburger. If you are used to Super Mario 1980s, yes, that is a hamburger. So here's the hamburger menu. Right. And so here I have the ability to see the troupes that I'm a part of or the troupes that I've created. I also get to discover troupes. I can review any troupe requests. I get to discover trainers if that's something that I'm interested in. And I also can see any of my trainers' requests. So, for example, if I go to my troupes, I'll see the troupes that I created first, right? And those are the things that automatically pop up. And so I have a troupe here that's created and I named it Fat Girls in Black Bodies. And so if I were to click on this troupe, right, because I'm the admin of this troupe, I'd be able to see my members. I'd also be able to see the invitations that have been sent to the group for other people to join. And I can also accept or reject requests. In addition to that, what you'll also see, right, is a search bar. But above that, you'll see a little chat icon, right? And so if I click on that chat icon, what this does is it opens up a message thread for me and all the members of Fat Girls in Black Bodies. So if we wanted to have a conversation here, if we wanted to talk about the things that were important to us, in addition, if we wanted to schedule workouts together, we could talk about it here and then head back over to the calendar where we'd be able to schedule workouts with the troupe. And that's kind of what I showed you all earlier. Right? And so in addition to the troupes that I've created, I also can click up here, which is the button right beside it, to see the troupes that I'm part of. Right? And so I'm currently part of a troupe that's called Dance Like No One's Watching. Right? And I know that this troupe has 21 members. And so if I click on this, I'll get information about the troupe. I'll probably see, there'll be the names of the troupe members. But then in addition to that, I'll also see the description of the troupe as well and the option to leave the troupe, which I'm not going to do because I love to dance like no one's watching. Awesome. And so this is a great place that I think, really helps people as it relates to the troupes. Now, if you're someone who, who's coming in and you don't know what troupes exist, you can always go to Discover Troupes. Once you get to Discover Troupes, you'll be able to see all the troupes that are made to be public. And so any troupe that has a public privacy setting, you're able to see this. And when you create your own troupe, if that's an option that you have, not an option that you have, but an option that you want to take, you would go here to create troupes, right? So right now I have this kind of filled in where I'm going to create this troupe. It's going to be called Joy's Awesome Sauce Movement Club, right? Where awesome people gather, right? And I can add a cover photo, but I can also select the privacy for my troupe. Right. And so if it's private, that means that I could send personal requests to individuals who I would like to be part of my troupe. If it's public, that's going to be open to everyone that's on the app. And so after you select your public or your private, right, to create your troupe, you just hit the button here that says create troupe, and then it will show up in the list of public troupes when everybody else goes to look on the app. And so last but not least, the last two options here are for trainers, as it relates to trainers if you're a member, right? And so you can come here and you can look. Currently I have a trainer, which is Black Girl Hoopin', she's just awesome with hula hoops, right? And so I could click on this, right? And this would tell me any workouts that I have scheduled with Black Girl Hoopin'. It also gives me the option to start a message thread with her if I were to click on it. In addition to that, if I had any trainer requests, oops, oh boy, right, I could see them here. So you see right here where I have confirmed here, based on Black Girl Hooping, and if I were to confirm it, you would see that the request has been accepted successfully. And then you also see a number of different trainers that are available in the app, right? And so if you were interested in knowing more about them, you would just click the picture, right? And the picture would go to their profile where they set up what it is that they're about, talk about their specialties a little bit, and all of those things. And you can decide whether or not you want to add them as a trainer and discuss things further. And so the absolute last thing I think that I want to talk about, because we're not going to talk about logging out because no one's ever going to do that. But in seriousness, the last feature I would like to discuss is the chat feature. And so the chat feature kind of gives you a bit more privacy as it relates to the app. If you are interested in speaking with a particular member, you could always go here. You could put, their name in the search. And so I'm using April Yu, who oversees Dance Like No One's Watching, right? And I would be able to click on this and me and her could start a chat thread. You could also do this with the troupes that you have. You can also do this with trainers. And so this message function is a great way for you to get acquainted with people if you prefer a more private setting, something that's a bit more, it's not as loud, it's not as public. And so those things taken together is kind of what makes Jabbie what it is. I hope that this tutorial helps you as you are navigating through the app. Please feel free to shoot us any messages if you have any questions about the app, if you have any questions about how it functions, anything. We love to hear from you because we love to incorporate your feedback into what it is that we're doing. And I look forward to seeing you all on the platform. So until next time,